Hey everybody, John from Slash Bash coming at you with another Choosing Beggar Reddit video, where a Choosing Beggar sister almost ends up becoming homeless. Let's jump right in. First, a little background. My sister, who I'll refer to as BSCS, Bat Stuff Crazy Sister, and I grew up in a very small town in the rural South. Both our parents were absolute train wrecks. One could say our childhood was less than idyllic. I graduated from high school and immediately joined the Army. After serving 4 years, I was honorably discharged. I used the GI Bill, Service Member Education Benefit, to attend college where I earned a degree in engineering and where I met and married my wife. My crazy sister dropped out of school in her senior year, got married, and had a child. Over the next several years, she had 2 more children in separate attempts to keep her drug-addled husband. The story begins shortly after I had finished college. After being away for nearly a decade, I took a job near my hometown where we bought our first house and settled down to raise our little family. There are a couple of facts that will prove important later on. First, my crazy sister and her family were at the time living in a mobile home. They had gotten the mobile home with the help of a relative that had died sometime prior to the beginning of our story. They had never been particularly diligent with their mobile home payments, so after several years, they had hardly reduced the principal at all. After the relative died, they stopped paying altogether, reasoning that since the borrower, the relative, was dead, the bank would simply forgive the loan. Amazingly, their reasoning was fundamentally flawed. Second, a week prior to where we'll begin, my crazy sister had been to visit our mother, Mama. It's a southern thing. My crazy sister happened to show up as Mama was returning from the grocery store. She hadn't even taken the groceries from her car yet. My crazy sister, seeing the shopping bags, tells Mama that she was broke and couldn't afford food for her children. Mama, feeling sorry for the kids, let my crazy sister have her groceries. My crazy sister simply moved them from Mama's car to hers. Also important to the story is the fact that, unbeknownst to my crazy sister, Mama had passed the above information to me. Now the story. One Sunday in November several years ago, my wife and I were lying in bed enjoying the bright sunshine streaming through our bedroom windows when we heard tires on the gravel driveway. We weren't expecting anyone, so I went to the window to see who was visiting us so early on a Sunday. I saw my crazy sister, her drug-addled husband, and their brood piling out of their beat-up minivan. I had read enough vampire novels to know better, but I put on a robe, went to open the door, and invited them inside. We made some coffee and engaged in a bit of small talk. Then my crazy sister said, "I want to ask a favor." Now these folks never visited, and they certainly never sat around and chatted politely. They were rude, crude, and tattooed, so the request for a favor didn't surprise me. Also, knowing the bit of information I mentioned above, I was pretty sure what the favor was. As a matter of fact, as soon as I saw them pull up, I knew what they would ask. "The guy who signed the loan on our trailer has died, and the bank won't take our money. They are going to repossess it, and we won't have anywhere to live." "You don't say? That's unfortunate." "Yes, and I was wondering if you'd co-sign a loan to help us buy a new trailer. Drug-addled husband makes plenty of money to pay for it. The bank just won't let us pay them." "Have you looked into renting an apartment?" "Oh no, an apartment is way too small. I really can't take anything but a double wide. I need at least 4 bedrooms. "Ah, I see. Have you tried getting a government home?" "No, they won't let you make any changes or add on to them." At this point, I should probably mention that their current mobile home was a single wide with 3 tiny bedrooms, and I'm pretty sure drug-addled husband didn't know one end of a hammer from the other. Well, how much does a new mobile home like you need cost? We've looked at one that is only $72,000. Ah, okay. Well, I won't promise anything, but we can go and look and see what's available. My wife gave me a look like, have you lost your mind? But we got dressed and we all headed out to look at mobile homes. Now, because it was Sunday, most of the mobile home dealers were closed. However, there was one open, and that's where we ended up. As we got out of the car, my crazy sister said, I can almost buy one myself. My credit score is 526. Note, I have forgotten the actual number she gave, but it was in the 520s. Knowing my crazy sister, I was sure that number was at least 50 points higher than her actual score. Evidently, my crazy sister and her drug-addled husband had been to this dealership the day before. They already had a home picked out, and they were familiar with the salesman. The sales guy greeted us and led us into the trailer they were interested in. It was a spacious double-wide with several upgrades. The asking price was about $86,000. After we finished checking it out, we were standing in the kitchen talking to the salesman. We checked your credit yesterday, and even with a cosigner, you'll have to put at least 20% down. Drug-addled husband, looking thoughtful, Oh, that's not so bad. That's only about $800. We can swing that. I should have mentioned that drug-addled husband is not exactly a mathematical genius. No, that's $17,200. Oh, stuff. Yeah, oh, stuff. The salesman further advised that even with the down payment and a cosigner, the interest rate would be insane. They really needed someone to sign as the sole borrower. At this point, my wife is looking at me and not so subtly shaking her head. Also, it was not lost on me that the last guy who had done this for them was then in the cemetery somewhere. So because I'm an idiot, I offered them a deal. Okay. The bank won't repossess your current trailer for a few months yet. You say you make enough money to make the payment on this new trailer. Take that money along with your upcoming income tax rebate and any other excess funds you have and put it into an account to which we both have access. Neither of us will be able to withdraw the money without the other's signature. If you'll do that until the bank repossesses the other trailer, you can use that money for a down payment and I will sign the loan. You would have thought I'd hit her in the head. She was angry. She called me all sorts of unchristian names and insulted my parentage, which was pretty ironic if you think about it. Anyway, she was not interested in my offer, which was good, since my wife later told me that if I had agreed to sign that loan, she would have divorced me. Dodged 2 bullets there. Of course, I was almost sure she wouldn't take the deal. It was obvious she was exaggerating their financial situation. Heck, she had just bummed our mother's groceries. But wait, there's more. That Christmas I gave my wife a new car. When my crazy sister found out, she hit the roof. She told Mama that the only reason I had bought my wife the car was so I wouldn't be able to buy her a house. She also said that for what he paid for that car, he could have bought me a house. Not quite true. But wait, there's even more. After the first of the year, I went over to make her a last offer. I told her that I would go to the bank and offer to buy their current trailer for $10,000. This was far less than they owed, but more than the thing was worth. I had spoken with the bank and was pretty sure they would agree to the price. I also told her that she wouldn't have to pay me back. I don't want this trailer. One of the walls has holes in it and the roof leaks. Okay, suit yourself. I left. Shortly after the last bit there, she found religion and bought an old beat-up double-wide trailer from a member of her new church. The church member charged her almost nothing for it, but my crazy sister still had to borrow the money to pay for it from our mother. They say you can't choose your family, and that turns out to be true. If you have had any Choosing Beggar family members, then let me know about it by leaving a comment. If the story you have to tell is so crazy that you make a post on Reddit, then leave a link so I can take a look at it. This has been John from /bash. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video and want to see more of them, then please hit the subscribe button. We'd love for you to drop a like and share it with your friends, and we will see you in the next one.